Experience with Syndy B on Power 108.9. I just got back last week from summer breaking it, and your favorite co-host is back in the building, Mr. G Cool. And you know I've got that 7:30 crazy for you at the 7:30 hour, and that What Would Sin Say at the top of the 8 o'clock hour. Tonight we're going to talk about Battle of the Sexes. If you watched all these podcasts that are going on out here, honey, everybody want the mic. Everyone want the mic. But it seems like they're battling between each other. What the man want, the men telling the female what they need to do, the females telling the men what they need to do, and nobody's listening. But we're going to have all of that conversation tonight. After the break, we're going to come back. We're going to catch up with G Cool. What's been going on for his summer? What was his birthday like? The Gemini behavior when we come back. Make sure you stay tuned in and share. You're listening to the Unbroken Experience with Syndy B on Power 108.9, and we'll be right back. Welcome back. You're listening to the Unbroken Experience with Syndy B on Power 108.9. I've got your favorite co-host back in the building. G Cool, say hey to the people.
Hey, what's happening? Man, it's been a minute.
Man, we got to bring them in the Sins Corner and catch up.
Yes.
All right. So we wrapped end of May, right before Memorial Day.
Yep.
We were like, we just gonna take a break. Just take June. I was traveling. You had travel. It's like, you know what?
Yeah,
Let's just
it beat
take
me
June.
up. It beat me up. I was daddy in the whole break.
Basketball.
AAU, summer ball. High school summer ball. I just got back. We were just in Vegas a couple days ago.
So you went to Vegas for
My
basketball?
son's AAU.
Now that's dope.
Yeah, he's transitioning. He's transitioning into that level. He's 6'9" now.
Do you all fundraise for that, or everybody has to pay?
They already got it. He played for the Atlanta Celtics, so it's just up. I just got to pay for my flights and whatever I got going on.
Now that's dope.
That's when it's daddy in time.
I love that. What else is new?
So
You didn't take a birthday trip this year.
I didn't do a birthday trip. I did not. I actually just was on my dad's stuff. I earned my uncle status this summer. You know, I unlocked my uncle status. You know what I mean? So I got the sandals with no socks. I'm ready to flip a spatula on the grill. You know, I went through that for a minute, but rest assured, I still had my litness was with me.
Yeah, of course, because that's just how it is.
Yeah.
But you say to me all the time, I'm old now. I'm old.
Yeah, because there's a lot of stuff going on. It's kind of weird. There's some funky shit going on out there.
Like what? Same old, same old?
It was just, a bunch of women to not a lot of men and women in desperation out there.
Right.
Now you got some, how can I put it, some alternative lifestyle stuff going on out there. You got people battling, these new shows with the battling of, you should be doing this, I should be doing that, versus I just really want to talk to you. Like, let's just get to know each other.
Because like you used to tell me, because I'm old.
Yeah.
And that's outdated. Do you think it's outdated? Like actually wanting to get to know someone?
It's kind of wild. Because they used to lying. They just used to lying. Like, they never seen people just be solid. So when you can tell the background of a conversation when you solid. Like, oh, you just not used to being all the way 100. You think I'm challenging you because I told the truth.
I can't wait till we get into our conversation about Battle of the Sexes, because I kind of want to get into that, because you said they're used to lying, or they're used to, whatever. It's like, how did we get here, though?
I mean, people trying to get by, whatever it take to get to the bag, and the bag became family, and that became love, and now love, it looks like the money.
But there's a reason why people are so focused on the bag these days.
Yeah, they're hungry.
So we're gonna get into that conversation. What else? We got any trips coming up? What's coming on?
We're supposed to go to Dubai in October, right?
Okay.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure about Dubai. One, we can't smoke weed in Dubai, so trying to smuggle drugs into another country. I don't know if I still got that in me.
I'm about to say, the one thing you won't catch Syndy B doing is smuggling nothing. Okay, I know people come back like from Vegas where it's legal, right?
Yeah, I smoked some weed in Vegas. Good God Almighty, it's already so hot. Like I was high for about 6 hours.
I just can't do it, friend.
But it ain't it ain't a high like I'm stuck high. It's just I done watched the movie. I done ate. I done went to the store. I'm just still, everything I got to do, I'm doing it high now. Like it's been hours of high.
Now, you know how people say that they think better and are more creative?
Oh, yeah.
I can't do none of that. I'm stuck. That's why I can't do it.
We got to get the right stuff. You got to get small.
Give me an edible. Sorry, Mom. Give me an edible that put me to sleep, because I be up at night.
So you want to dream?
Yes. Yeah. I want to go to bed.
You need some indica.
Okay,
you need some indica.
That's what I need.
Y'all hear that? She needs some indica. Get her a good bag of indica. You gonna sleep, but when you wake up, Lord, you gonna sleep for a long time. Don't have nothing to do. Just all you want to do is go dream.
Have me feel dragged.
I mean, but
the next morning.
It just depends on how much you take.
Okay.
Because it's a body high too, so it gets you to relax, and then your mind relax, and then whatever thought process you zoom into.
Do you know that I had this conversation, like marijuana specifically? Like my kids don't want no parts of no cocaine, meth, nothing like that. Mm-hmm. But they know that marijuana is a natural thing, and so they were asking me like, why you can't do it certain places, but they were coming to me like in an intelligent,
Yeah, it's kind of like marijuana. Like we're watching marijuana become legal. Yeah. I guess like the prohibition with the alcohol. So it's like they're in that phase, and it's like, well.
Make it make sense.
Yeah.
To them, it's like, it's not quite making sense why, and then my son was like, well, what about the people who are in prison who went to prison, doing time for this? I was like, I don't know, son.
You can't answer the questions because it don't make any sense to an innocent mind.
Any sense at all. So all I do is I just tell him, both of them, but more my son is more the inquisitive one about it. Uh-huh. I'm just like, listen, like, just make sure you're doing your thing and you can take care of yourself and it doesn't throw you off track. If you ever get to a point where you want to go that route, and make sure it's legal where you are.
Yeah. I get mine with the whole coach thing. I'm like, look, it's legal. Mm-hmm. People are doing it. You got people around you doing it. Because my youngest is the one my youngest son is the one. Yeah,
they the same.
Yeah, he got that swag.
Yep.
Buddha got that swag. Yep. So he's vocal. He's vocally. So he's around it. He go to school where it's been some violence. He's seen that. So now I can't lie to him. I got to tell him what's going on. So I don't want you to be in no conversation where you can't pivot out of it.
Right.
So I'm like, no, we're not doing that. Like, we got to get to where we're going. Then you can try that stuff. But right now, you let them do it. You're an athlete.
Yeah. I know that's right. That's what I don't remember who I was talking to. I was like, I know that you can do it. I know all of those kinds of things. But if it's going to interfere with either performance or it's your coaches don't want it, or it's from a league perspective not acceptable. Yeah, like come on,
they about to have too much freedom because now you can identify as whatever you want. So now I'm a kid, so why can't I have it? I should be, if I can change my gender, why can't I smoke weed? Mm-hmm. Why can't I drink alcohol?
Mm-hmm. My kids ask me about alcohol, and I just say, to me, we've never hidden drinks. We've never hidden. We were, that family never put the little stoppers in the outlets or anything like that. We talk to our kids. Yeah. I'm probably more the talker than Honey Bun. But
you're the doctor. The doctor.
It's like I make it like not a thing. Yeah. It's like there's milestones. It's like they know at a certain age they'll be able to drive. So they know at a certain age if they decide they want to drink, they'll be able to do that. It's like not a thing. Same thing with sex. It's just not a thing. When that time is right, just know what comes with that. So, when it comes to alcohol, it's like right now the age is 21. In other countries it's not. It's younger. So I tell them, I said, it's really about knowing your tolerance.
That part.
And I'd rather you all do that with me so you can figure out what your tolerance is before you get out and try to do it with your friends, because they don't know nothing either.
They don't know nothing.
And they ain't got your back.
They know nothing.
Because they're going
to be too intoxicated.
Exactly. They don't have your back.
They trying to figure it out.
Right.
Why am I the strongest man in the room tonight? Suddenly, that liquid courage hit, it's over with. Every woman in here wants me. You can't tell, like, oh, man.
Oh, my
I'm just saying liquor does different things to some of us. I know they still want me when I'm drunk, though.
Cutting up. You real, but not in a bad way.
No, I definitely feel good when I'm drinking. I want to communicate.
I I know my tolerance. I don't know no tolerance when it comes to edibles. So I like to be in control of myself.
But you drinking wine, you just smooth lit.
But I drink tequila too. So it's either wine or it's tequila.
Yeah, tequila.
But I'm not, throwing it back. Like I got some good tequila. I'm sipping on it, and it's a wrap.
And in bed by 8.
Well, I would like to be. Listen, this I was about to post something. Oh,
you ain't about to win this battle.
No, but listen, I was watching Marcus the other day. I think it was for Alex's birthday, right?
Uh-huh.
And he posted he was in the bed. Don't call me until whatever time he was gonna get up to get ready for. I was like, you're officially uncle now.
Yes.
When you need a nap when you need a nap. For anything that starts after 8, really for me it's 7. If something starts at 7, I'm gonna get that nap before I go.
Because I plan on having a blast.
Yeah.
I don't want to get tired.
Yeah, I don't want to be tired.
I don't want to slow down. I don't want to be the person that's like, hey, I'm really ready to go. And no.
I will say, you got to get me out the house. Like, you can't ask me to come out at 10. I'm not doing it.
It's gonna be rough.
It's gonna be a no, because I'm now got too relaxed at home, and it's like. There's only a few people that can get me out.
Did it take you a long time to get dressed?
No.
Okay. Well,
no. I've never been that. Yeah. That's why I rest to the last minute. Everybody else ready? All right, I'll get ready. But my girlfriend, my sister, there's only a few that can get me out late, and it really wasn't late, but it didn't really start, I think, till 9, and it was in town. So for me, like, I'm thinking the travel, and then I got to be ready and whatever. I said, you know what's perfect? I said, me and the honey bun, we're going to go get meet another couple to go get something to eat, and we happen to go to, I think, Midtown or something like that. I said, come scoop me, because if I go home,
it's over with.
It's a wrap. And it worked out perfectly, because we met them, I think, at 7 or 6 or something like that. So I'm already out, and then she came and scooped me, and then we went to the place at 9:30 or something like. But it was the best. It was the best. But if I was at home.
So you got to actually be outside with the sun down.
Yeah, so. I got the sun got to be up when I go out. And then I'll be out then. I'm outside, Now I'm ready to take it in though. I'm ready to take it in about 12:31. I'm ready to take it inside.
It's over with.
I'm ready to take it inside. Now, if I'm at one of my girls' place, we're up. We'd be like, how did 4 o'clock get here? But if I'm out and about.
I just want you to know, every time you say, we had a time last night, it's in question. Your shit is in question. It's in question. Look, I got when I see the TT talk about, so we had a time last night. Let's get some information about that time.
For us, we had a time, okay?
Like, shit.
I can't do it now. Out of the country is a different story. Like,
out the country, I'm outside. Yeah. Forget about it.
Yeah, I wake up early. I'm like, want to explore. I actually kind of take it in a little bit early, unless we're doing something.
When I'm out of town, I can drink early.
Right.
It doesn't
just wake up like ready. I'll take.
I'm never too fucked up. Like the next day, if I got drunk and went to sleep, when I wake up, I'm so ready for more.
I know.
Maybe because I eat and drink a lot of water when I'm out of town.
We're eating, we're drinking, we're having a great time, we're relaxed. Because I'm not a morning person, but some reason out the country, I'm up 6:30. I'm ready to roll.
I'm still ready to make more bad decisions. It don't count out of the country. I'm ready to wake up and do something else.
When you're out of the country, do you go off the resort?
I will. Depends. When I travel with the guy, Destination Club.
Okay.
So we don't do resorts like that. Like, we're in the city and we kind of get a feel for that, and then whatever his
But
events are.
somebody knows it though, right?
Yeah, he
somebody
knows
knows
it.
the area.
Yeah, like we're out with them.
I just don't be trusting nobody out the country.
I don't blame you.
And got the nerve to want to live out the country.
It'd be different. But at first, when I first started going with him, I'm like, bruh, you sure?
Yeah.
But now when I go, the last time we went to DR, I kept telling all the people no. Like, no. Like you trying to sell it. Like I just left 2 feet. No.
DR, I'm not going outside.
So
DR,
they got mad at me. So we was waiting on a check and we getting ready to go. And I see they done called the little gang, the little local gang. I see what's going on. And they walking up to me asking me, but they walking up with attitude. But I'm 6'5", and you know, we haven't been in the gym, so I don't look like you just finna run up on me.
Right.
I turned around and I guess they sent somebody to say something to me. He was like, "You good?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm straight. What's going on, man?" He was like, "You tell everybody no?" I said, "Yeah, I've been here all day. It's over with." I said, "Man, you know I'm good. I just don't want it." He's like, "Oh, okay." I'm like, but
one thing, if you want to see me annoyed swiftly, be too friendly out the country. I'm friendly all day on the resort, but off the resort, I'm mean mugging. Don't talk to me. Don't come up to me. No, like I do not play around.
I mean, you're a female too. They coming.
Yeah.
They are coming at your ass.
Yes, and I look like I'm nice, so they want to come
I be
play
frowning.
with me.
I just got that man's.
I come off the plane in mode. Like
I'm off the plane now. Give me my lay.
Okay.
I want my lay. What is shots at?
No, I get like that once I'm on the resort. Once I'm on the resort, I'm good. And if I go off the resort, it's the resort's recommendations.
Okay.
Like yeah. But I'm not looking up.
Oh no, I ain't doing none of that. He know everything. Like when we travel, they already know us when we get there. Everything's already laid out. He put it on. He puts it on.
I'm trying to get. Looking at my girlfriend, her birthday is August, other one September. I'm like, can we go somewhere, please, before I really get really back busy?
Where y'all trying to go?
I don't know. I say I'm ready to go anywhere at this point.
But okay, are the girlfriends fun?
I can't.
I can't make a recommendation if they're not fun.
I can't.
They're
fun to me.
Okay, so
They're
y'all need to have like access to a local library. And
you
fishing
tried
pond.
it. You tried it. You tried. Now we are by the pool beach people. If we're not rested, if we come like it's been a few months with work, we ready to chill.
I mean, even chilling at the pool at your resort I don't know.
When we just went to this the resort. I think this was Breathless. It's a new one in Cancun. And I said, dang, 2 of our girlfriends who's single, we were like, dang, they say they don't want to go with us because we're couples, you know. We told them, y'all missed out because there's a whole bunch of singles here and they was cutting up. Okay. And we were just over there with our drinks and we just here for it. And just to us, it's entertainment. Yeah. We just love it. And we just love the energy and vibe of it all. And we were like, y'all ain't want to go with us, but y'all missing out right now.
Y'all some real voyeurs. Just watching it all.
Watching the
point out from a distance. Oh, they finna link up right here.
We already knew what time it was. And last question before we take a break. What is it like dating G Cool in 2023 going into 24?
That is a bomb question. Wait a minute. This wasn't in the prep game.
It was on my mind. It was on my mind. Michael watching you.
Listen, hey.
Michael,
we'll be right
don't
back.
Force him. Okay, we're going to do that. Now that we're talking Battle of the Sexes, we're going to do that. We're going to take a break. But that question is coming back. You know what? He's not normally tongue-tied at all. Okay. All right, guys, we're going to take a break. When we come back, it's time for 7:30 Crazy. And then we'll get into our Battle of the Sexes conversation when we come back. Make sure you stay tuned in and share. You're listening to The Unbroken Experience with Syndy B on Power 108.9. And we'll be right back.
Ooh, that was a good one. Woo!
Welcome back. You're listening to the Unbroken Experience with Syndy B on Power 108.9. It's time for that 7:30 crazy. You ready, G?
I'm ready. Let's party.
So this one, we know because we shared this video with one another. But when we talk about Battle of the Sexes, a part of that is dealing with your in-laws.
Yes.
So I sent you a video because it was beyond me. They were reading a story where this couple, the husband's mom watched the kids while they went out of the country, had the time of their lives, as a couple without their kids, come back to the whammy.
Mama went crazy.
Mom went through their stuff and found weed. I think that was the first thing, right?
Found weed.
Found weed, called the police.
She did.
Got the son locked up. And then went through their stuff and found, I think, a gun, or something like that. And I don't know if she did anything at that time, but she said she was going to call somebody. I don't know if it was child protection.
Was like on parole or
right. He was on probation.
Yep.
And so that's why he got locked up. Then the mom was talking about, you guys are unfit. You got weed and you got a gun and he's on probation. You're not fit to watch these kids, et cetera, et cetera. And to add on top of that,
this is what it is wild.
The son forgave his mom and want to basically move on.
Don't forget, she took the $1,500 out the bank. She paid herself.
They gave their debit card. They gave their debit card for incidentals with the child needs. Spent $1,500
after the fact. She paid herself. That's after. So
right.
So it was whatever they needed, and then took $1,500 for herself
and got your son locked up. Okay, so let's say this was you and Bird.
Please, please.
Yes, I immediately. I don't care how much I love my husband. That's a deal breaker for me.
I'm done.
It's one thing I don't like or we don't get along, which that's not my situation. I have the best in-laws. I have the best mother-in-law, father-in-law, and brother-in-laws. But, and y'all know how I feel about my honey bun, but that would be a deal breaker. This is your blood that you put in jail.
Right.
You don't give a damn about me. Or these kids.
Like some shit out
you
of a
want
movie.
My kids. That's what it is.
That
you want
like
the kids.
Shit out of a crazy mother movie.
Yes.
And she gonna get her son locked up. Like, you don't know how to be with him. I know what to do.
Right. She'd rather get him locked up. Hopefully, I feel like it was all intentional. Get her out the picture. She get her son back, and she get her grandkids all to herself.
Well,
crazy
sound. It looked like it worked.
It would have worked on me. I would have been.
I can't wait to see part 2 of that boy.
I would have been out of there. I wish I knew so I could, I like to do my little, when we send messages, I'm like, ooh, I got to go research. I wish I knew who it was so I could just go down that train and see who the hell. And I wish I knew how long they've been together.
Probably forever. She keeping the kids. We got a question.
Oh, we have a comment. Okay. Let's see. The mother-in-law going to have to call someone to pick her face up off the ground.
I agree.
Okay. People know exactly what they're doing now. They don't get those passes. And who does she think she is to go through anything that does not belong to her? Exactly.
She's next level crazy.
You wouldn't have found my weed or my guns if you're not going through my stuff.
Why are you going in there? What are you looking for? What do the kids need out of our personal place?
That story had
my blood pressure high. She done seen all the toys. She done seen all the whips.
Everything. Ugh. What else were you doing, ma'am? And aren't you supposed to be watching the kids while you're all up in my room? So key is to maybe lock your room. Lock your door, if you got anybody watching your kids.
You in my closet like that? You don't need nothing, Mom.
You was looking.
Oh, you
lurking and doing the most.
You've been nosy. You've been wanting to do this. This was your opportunity.
So we know that mom is 7:30 crazy. Is son 7:30 crazy, or is
son
he just
7:30 crazy too? They both.
I cannot imagine if that were me. I can't imagine if that were my mom or dad. Me want anything. I would love them from afar, but it's a no for me.
I'm out of that.
It's a no.
I'm so embarrassed if my parent did something like that.
I would be devastated. I would be hurt. I would be embarrassed. I'd be devastated, and I would have no words left.
I mean, that's almost like a betrayal because now you blaming me for what my mom did. So my mom broke your trust.
Yes.
So now it's I introduced you to this.
All of it's wrong. All of it's 7:30 crazy. Let me know in the comments if you think son is 7:30 crazy. You know, clearly it's a mama's boy. He probably don't see no 7:30 crazy in that at all, and she probably been doing that.
Been doing it, and you ain't give her no heads up. My mama gonna do too damn much.
Try to slide mama's crazy in there. All right, guys, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to get into the conversation of the battle of the sexes, because it really seems like we are battling each other. But what is it all for? What is it all for? Make sure you stay tuned in and share. You're listening to The Unbroken Experience with Syndy B on Power 108.9, and we'll be right back. Welcome back. You're listening to The Unbroken Experience with Syndy B on Power 108.9. I've got your favorite co-host in the building, G Cool, and we're going to have our battle of the sexes.
Hey, let's party.
Okay, so you know you and I share videos all day.
Yes.
And except for you be on timeout for that one girl.
No, you know what? She got to get at least 2-3 in a week.
2 max.
It's 7 days.
2. That's all. 2 is a stretch. Okay. I'm gonna tell y'all. I'm gonna find out what her name is. But boy, she's just. What bothers me is that she's unrealistic, and she sounds like a pick me.
She definitely be hitting you with them numbers.
Pick me. Like I want my husband. That's how she comes off. Like
she want to get married.
Yeah. Why would she?
I just don't see nobody. Nothing she. Well, in the conversation, it's not like she's trying to. Maybe she just don't give off.
She does not give off sexual energy or attraction and things like that. But that's to you. But I'm sure as a human being that she wants that.
I mean, she don't even dress like.
She looks like she's still a virgin.
She definitely looks like she's still a virgin. Like all of her outfits on the top, it looks a little.
Yo, when I went to her page, I was like, "Ma'am,
you knew it,
ma'am. I
Rich
knew
and
it."
Country.
But I can see why she wants it because it looks like her parents have been married for a very long time, and she probably had a great upbringing, with her parents.
I wonder what that conversation would be like with her trying to. We got to find her name out. We just talking to people.
I know. I'm gonna find out, you guys, on the next break because I sure looked that girl up. But anyway, all right. So we send videos, and you know how I'm like, but what's the solution? Because when I watch some of these videos, literally my blood pressure is going up because y'all are just mad at each other. The females, it's like women against men,
and they all got something to say new. They all got something else to say back to whatever it is.
Yeah. Every time.
Man, if a woman, if a man, I'm like.
And nobody's listening.
It's like, let me just win this time.
Yes.
I want to win this time.
The frustrating part is no one is listening to make a change. They're listening to respond. And it's because both parties have not been listened to all these years.
They're listening to win. Like, okay, so if you're listening to win, right? What else, what are you standing on? What's your foundation?
What's the point?
What were you doing? Okay, you made a good point. Mm-hmm. All right, now what?
Yeah.
Okay, you got me. Or recognizing some people have narcissistic ways about them just because of that you have to win mentality is what we live in now.
So I don't know if it was today or yesterday, you sent a video of a couple that was getting married.
Yes.
And they were saying their vows, and it's the traditional vows, right? Mm-hmm. That's read right out of the word, I believe. But it has the obey, and that's when you're saying and she would not say it, right? And so I didn't look at the comments on this particular post, but I'm sure the men were in there talking about that's the problem, and then the women were in there talking like we ain't obeying,
It was bad.
But it's deeper than that, right? Because I can promise you, as submissive as I am to my husband, I'm not obeying him.
Right, but the word didn't mean what it said, which is bad.
Exactly.
That's the confusion.
That's the confusion. I like that you said that.
You know what I mean? Like
yeah. It's not.
You want
it's not the boomerang.
Ways.
Is it boomerang? Whatever it is that you like.
Right. Yeah. You said do this. I'm going to go do it right. That doesn't mean that. It's like I'm the head of this.
I'm respecting and honoring your position.
That's it.
Yeah. But I wish it could say that, and I wish that people wouldn't take it like as literal as the word obey.
But when does it become too modern? When you say that, because tradition is that is tradition. What she wouldn't go for in the vows was traditional. We all knew the line from that era. Like when you stood there and you said before you start making your own vows before God, these were the vows.
So let's go into that. So if you talk about tradition, right, and you look at before women's rights, or even when women's rights, came, about, but it's still like the transitional period where women were accepting that they couldn't work. They couldn't, they had to be in the house, the cook, the clean, the, whatever. And then also, they knew when their husband had a whole nother family across town, all of those kinds of things, was obeying.
Yeah. But it also was no technology. So meaning what's not in my face, I don't know.
Sure. You don't have to accept. Know. They know. Right. They knew.
So it's like, I know what's going on, but I ain't seen it. I know what's happening, but I don't see it. Now I could literally go through something. And when I open my phone has set me up to see what I'm going through with other people's scenario right away. So now if I'm trying to get over it, it stings. Swipe up again, it stings.
Just mad all over
it just
again.
Keep going. So now you operating out of revenge. I'm trying to get whatever the hell I did out of the way, and they just keep going at each other. We keep battling.
I think it was Meek Mills that I think it was him that was speaking on. I don't recall, and it was just a clip that I saw, so I don't recall if before or after he said he don't want his woman on social media, so I don't want to put those words in his mouth. But he was basically saying like you couldn't like I don't you couldn't before just reach out to a person's
anybody.
woman. You have a rough day. You just have a rough day
Yep.
by yourself.
Yep.
Now you have a rough day. She got 60 people in her DMs, and she can entertain it if she wants to.
Depending on what level of stress she's at, is she gonna respond, or is he gonna respond?
Right.
Because guys up there emotional now. Like that's the crazy mix. You got all this masculinity with this feminine. When you get mad, now you're having feminine energy come with it. Like it doesn't. So now you'll jump up and kill somebody.
The feminine energy from the man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like now you're arguing. You remember that? Like, you remember it was a thing like men didn't argue with women. That's long gone. That's been gone for over 15 to 20 years.
That ain't with me, because I promise you, I ain't about to argue with no man.
But what I'm saying, tradition-wise, but yeah, now, that's what was the thing.
True.
Now
that's
it's nothing.
That
you
right
see
there,
couples battling all the time.
If I see, with each other, I thought you meant like involved, because men involve themselves in female.
But even just in general, but you see couples fighting more in public regularly where you didn't before.
That Morgan Freeman clip where he just backhands. I don't condone that, but like you did not do that.
You didn't see it, but now it's everywhere. Matter of fact, it's so bad. It's one every week. Some couple done broke up. They was fighting in like. Was it you? I don't know. I think it was my cousin that sent me this. They were on the jet skis, supposed to have a good time, and they literally fighting on the jet ski. See?
And he instead of he should have just let her fall in the water. That's what he really should have have at it, But now he's trying to he done got her in a headlock, Now they both in the water. Like, if you have it, I'm gonna let you fall in the water. I'm gonna come get you, but you calm now, you all right? Because you looking real crazy in the water,
they
right
just
now.
Fight. No, they're just gonna fight now. Because who's gonna stop them? Oh, my mom. My mom been fussing the whole time because that balance of energy in the household just ain't like it used to be. Like, I didn't realize how much of an effect it has just to be able to balance both energies.
Yeah.
Like, that's a thing. Now I'm talking to people, you don't even know what I'm talking about. Just being a man, you have no idea of what I'm even saying. You think that what I said was, my tone might have been wrong, or because I told you that you was incorrect, that now I assaulted you because I told you the truth.
What you got, Michael?
No, I love this conversation, but I wanted to throw a curveball in there.
All right.
We always talk about tradition.
Okay.
Being submissive and obey and all of these things. But then we throw shade at social media and the way we act now. When is there going to be a point to where we say, okay, tradition is no more. We got to start thinking on our own and make decisions based on what we're willing to accept.
Sure.
Because that's the problem. Because if
completely agree.
If we're saying like, well, my grandmama wouldn't have accepted this or won't, and it's a jungle now.
Yeah.
You're never gonna find what it is that you want. You gotta be willing to find, okay, what will I accept in today's society?
Well, that's the frustrating part for me, because I know in my marriage, I have, the traditional part, I have the today part, and all. It's what works for us. To me, it's like, well, what do we want? Forget what my mama, your mama, whoever, because if it were up to our parents, I definitely would operate a whole different kind of way, but I still have a lot of traditional ways, but I'm still an entrepreneur. I'm still very driven. I'm still, all of that, but I honor my husband. I'm with, what?
No, that's two different things though, Syndy B.
What you mean?
Your relationship and you as an entrepreneur, two different things.
But no, what I'm saying is, if, agreeing with what you're saying is like, what works for our home and our marriage compared to, we got to be traditional or we got to be today. It's like, no, we can have a little mix of it all.
But see, the people don't have a foundation to, like, you use words like honor. respect, stand ins, back like those people. Unfortunately, the mix, they don't know where to get it from because tradition, you had a religious thing to stand on. Like it was whatever your religion was, it came from that.
Sure.
This is what it should be, and you drew families. Now you add technology in it. Okay, if we're gonna leave it, but how does that look? Because now you can fake it. You can use filters. You can wear. You can have a whole new face. You can have somebody write up a whole thesis for you, and you present it as yours. That you can be somebody you're not now. So because you can be somebody you're not so regularly, what's holding you to be solid?
Do you think? Because sometimes when you're listening to these podcasts and these fellas or whatever
That's
out here,
the problem.
and they're saying, other women out of the country, et cetera, et cetera. But do you think that they really, because that's not their, if you're born in America or you're American raised, whether you're black, white, whatever, and you try to go to another country, yeah, you might get the woman or whatever, but are you prepared to be the kind of men that they are accustomed to?
They don't even know. But the men don't even know. The men have no idea.
That's what I'm saying.
But that is the thrill for them.
Yeah.
It's not this. It's not headache. So they just running.
So I feel like you going out the country to go get you a woman that would, in your eyes, it's submissive. It's she's at home, etc. But now you're going over the country and you're messing up other women.
But that's not it though, Syndy B. It's not that we're going out the country. Not speaking for me,
Sure.
but we're not going out the country to get women that are submissive or stay at home. It's not about that. And that's the end of my sentence. Like, it's not about that. It's more than that part. Like, American women, like, they have to realize, like, it's not about being submissive no more. It's not about obeying and all of that kind of stuff no more. It's not about that no more. And if, like, for a man, if you don't know that, you're going to miss out.
So that's the thing.
You're going to miss out.
I think that's a mature conversation, right? But when you look at the conversations, the podcasts and all these things that are being fed
but they don't know.
They don't know.
And that's why,
so
like,
they're
what's gonna
listening
get them
to
to know it,
those,
though?
right? And they don't understand that in certain cultures, the women are raised a certain way, but so are the men.
Yep.
So are the men. So you're going to another country to get your peace. But are you peace to them in the culture that they're raised in?
Depends on how they left. If you left scarred and you go over there, you're gonna do too much with one of them because they know family. They know how to be a mate. That is the trick from when you leave America. Yes. They're not Americanized. American women, it don't matter black, white, whatever. They have an expectation, like the way that they are. The family isn't first. When you leave the country, it becomes family first, which means I'm family.
Yeah.
And so now what I got going on is so big, it's so deep in our structure of life as we pull it together.
Yeah.
Now they just lit. I went on this date and blah, blah, blah. That ain't fuck a date.
Right.
These people are groomed from infants all the way up. They are a certain type of way. Our culture, once we leave our house, we start turning into whatever the fuck we want to do.
And we go through phases, like
I feel like we weren't taught though.
I agree.
No, we weren't. But
Absolutely.
but we follow phases. Like for me, growing up in the 70s and 80s, to get a woman, like you had to have a certain car or you had to dress a certain way.
Yeah.
You from the DMV area, like you had to like in order for me to be attracted to me, like I had to have money and look away. And then there was a phase where, I got to be this Christian guy and love God, blah blah blah. And then it got to a point to where, like, you know what? I'm being straight up. I'm not just with you. I'm gonna be with other people. Like there's phases, and I think that's the part that we did not teach is that we're gonna evolve and we're gonna turn into different things, and we can't hold on to the old stuff. Can't hold on to the old stuff.
I absolutely agree with that.
We were not equipped for a lot of things in life. We talk about this all the time. We were sent. And go.
Yep.
And all we could do is go off what we saw, but we still weren't given the details with it because kids stay in a kid's place, grown folks' business, and you stay out of that. So if you came from a 2-parent home, you thought everything was perfect because they hid everything from you. If you came from a broken home, you know, or whatever, it was what you saw with no subtitles.
Right.
Nothing. Go.
I saw a TikTok the other day, and it was on point, and it talked about, I think it said things that your parents told you that you don't do now, or it was something like that, like stay in the kid's place. I'm not teaching my kids that, because if you're a part of this conversation, if you were here during this conversation, you're going to be a part of it.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Or if my child says, you know what, I don't like broccoli. My mama made me eat it.
Yes.
If my child says I don't like broccoli,
They
guess
don't have
what?
to
You
eat
don't
it
have to
again.
eat it.
Yeah.
Like if I take my son to the store, and he's been doing this, he's 25 now, and he's been doing it since he was 6. Like if he buys something new, he want to put that shit on right now.
Right.
My mama said, no, you're not
you
going to wear
wait.
that today.
Yeah.
No, he brought something new. Guess what? You can put it on and
Right
wear it
now.
now.
Yeah.
It's that same mindset.
Very
Like
good.
we have to teach, like stuff evolves.
But
and
that's the thing. That's the thing. It's like, we didn't like that. So why would we pass that down? Like the things I passed to my kids were things that I felt brought me principles, right? And character and things like that. But just if my kids say, I don't like that, cool.
Right.
As long as you try it once, like try it, because I know my kids taste, but I'm like, I promise you're going to like it. But if they try it and they don't like it, they ain't got to eat it.
But that's the maturity in it too, though. Like you said, we didn't like it, so now we can do what we want.
It's the reason why I don't whoop my children.
But now that they can do whatever they want to do,
Yeah.
you're gonna do whatever you want to do.
And it goes
Yeah.
back to relationships. Like a mom is going to teach their daughter, you got to find you a Christian man. You got to find you a man that's going to blah, 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 blah. Or for men, you got to find you a woman that's going to be submissive and she obeys.
And they don't even
that shit
know.
don't work
They don't-
today.
Nah. It don't even
They
make
Don't
sense.
work today.
They don't even know the real context of what it means, you know. And it could have meant just that back then, you know. But really,
did.
it's about honoring.
But education too. Like I was with some kids. I'd say from 25 to maybe 16. I said, how long does it take for a chicken egg to hatch? None of them knew the answer. That was, I mean, we talking about 80s to 20. So if you was born in the 80s,
Right.
89, even in the 90s, I mean, you don't know that it takes 2 weeks for a chicken egg to hatch.
Right.
So imagine how much, if you don't know just that basic thing that you learned in school, that now how are you going to go be a husband? How are you going to go be a wife? How do you know what a inside of a home? What do you know what it takes to be a mother or a father right now?
Yeah.
If your basic understanding of life, you don't even know how things get here, but you just consume.
Yeah.
You just consume,
Yeah.
and now you done took on all this information and you have no foundation.
So I like the new generation where they're questioning things.
Yes.
But I just want them to have more depth of what you're questioning for. Is it just to sound smart, you know, or is it to really make a change for yourself? Forget about making a change for someone else, because if we evolve within ourselves, that's going to come off, you know, to
But
other
the thing,
people.
Buchanan, is that they can find it. We couldn't find it.
Yeah.
We just had to take it at word. Like
Yeah.
if my mama said,
My
you
mama
know,
said.
my mama said that, you know, if you touch the iron, you're going to burn yourself.
Yeah.
Now I can look it up on Google and say, does the iron really burn you at blah, blah, blah? They can look it up now. So it's not the information that they give us, but they can look it up and confirm.
Yep.
Or they can make their own decisions based off of what they acquired as an answer,
Yep.
and say whether or not I want to do that or not.
Yeah.
That's the difference, and I think that's where we're missing out at.
And they can Google their parents.
Yeah. My
Yeah.
parents Googled
They
me.
will Google you.
They Googled me in front of their friends. And so, but they were proud.
They
were
showed that picture when you
"You're
was locked up."
First of all, no. Okay. But
showed that picture when you got locked up,
my
shout it.
kids' parents, friends,
You
are
were
like,
fighting at the
"You're-
skating
you're-"
ring with Allen
I'm like, "Listen
Iverson.
to him. Your mom is a celebrity. I'm like, let them go with it, you know, whatever. At least when they Google me, they get some positivity, you know. But
Going to the black whale.
don't go deep. Don't go deep. No, I'm just kidding. But we're going to take a break and we're going to come back with what was Sin say. But one of the things that I want us to talk about is, but do you really want it? Like, do you really want change? Do you really want a relationship? or do you just want to pretend like you want and you really just want to be a free
That's
bird?
a good one. I can't wait for that.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about that. But when we come back from the break, it is time for What Would Sin Say? So make sure you stay tuned in and share. You're listening to The Unbroken Experience with Syndy B on Power 108.9, and we'll be right back.
What would Sin say?
Welcome back. You're listening to The Unbroken Experience with Syndy B on Power 108.9. It is time for that What Would Sin Say when we try our best as swiftly as possible to answer all the questions and comments, suggestions. Can you help me that you slide in my DMs or send to my email and all of those kinds of things. Michael. Come on, hurry up. You're moving like a 50 and up.
I'll be 53 this year.
Don't play with Mike.
I'll be 53 this year. Don't play with me.
All right, Michael, what you
And
got
I love
for
G
us?
Cool socks tonight. You tripping, bro? You was tripping. I looking for a suggestion. No, that's a sex question. Oh, that's a sex question.
Yeah, you can't read that. Just read it. You got to be surprised like us.
No. Like I don't read the questions, so I don't pre-read. So I just saw sex, and then I looked at. I was sex. Who did this? Lydia.
Don't call my sis
I
out.
had a huge fight with the spouse earlier. Asked our daughter to fold towels. She was doing her typical halfway doing them, something I've been trying to positively encourage her to correct. So, started belittling her and being negative. Spouse says, I always step in when they are disciplining, and I try to stay out of it and continue cooking dinner. She started crying and panicking because spouse said that each minute she didn't have them all folded, she was going to be grounded for a day. She is very anxious, anxious, which is something else that we've been working on. Spouse gets pissed because she's carrying on and starts cussing her out and snap and just scream just to stop it. Wow. Spouse immediately, why are they writing this letter like that? Spouse immediately comes over and says, you know what the, yeah, and then proceeds to tell me how wrong I am. They make sacrifices and I don't. and the conversation kept spiraling. I said, there's a difference in disciplining a child and cussing at them, trying to stay on topic. I feel I'm at the end. We weren't on the same page with parenting. I'm trying to break cycles and parent positively. I also think if I'm the problem, I can't see it. How am I supposed to know if I'm the problem or if it's just time to call it quits? Damn.
We all the way at quits.
She crushed that.
Dang.
Yeah, she typed the hell out of that shit.
So that was a female speaking about the husband.
I guess.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
Why she didn't say he or she? I don't know. But anyway.
Pronouns.
Damn.
Clearly.
Right. Caught up in that stuff.
Yeah.
So it could be.
It could be.
male,
We
female,
don't
it could be
know.
same
We don't
sex,
know.
It could be any of that.
Look how G Cool looking though. Look how you looking at the question. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, y'all.
So I do think discipline can be how you discipline your children can be an issue in a marriage. Believe it or not, I'm the disciplinarian in our home. But then, as the kids get older, well, I say as Isaiah gets older, he might fuss at sin every now and then, but it's a little different. But with Isaiah getting older, and I saw both of them. I saw him he don't fuss much. He don't, but when he does, his voice booms through the house. It scares me. But I remember having a conversation with him like, no, you don't get to all of a sudden start disciplining. I've been disciplining all their life, right? Yeah. So it's when you start disciplining, you haven't been, like, that's a shock to the system. And how I look at it, it's a shock to the system. And the difference between me, I can fuss, but I love on them all day, right? I love on them all day. So they're not confused. Like, is she like doesn't like me? Does she, whatever that a kid can have going on in their brain. I'm like, no. If you haven't, spent time with them and you taking them out and you don't get to all of a sudden just start hardcore discipline. Like, I was not here for that, and that's just how I stand on it. Like, nope.
Look, this is tough because it's like she said he was belittling and cursing them out. So now when is it discipline? And when is it like, okay, look, it's like criticism to get you better at this because you're not trying to be better. Because you cussing them out, belittling them, then you turn around and cuss me out in front of them. You know what I'm saying? Well, he, she, them, whatever's going on right now, nothing's being handled. Mm-hmm. So now that we got that going on, yeah, I can feel her saying she at wit's end because you're at wit's end with how this person deals with.
Right.
With disciplining.
Right.
So yeah, like you being at wit is not a bad thing.
It goes back to what we're talking about with relationships. Mm-hmm. If we're still parenting the same way in the 70s and the 80s that we're doing in the 2000s, like it's a different vibe. Like if we got as adults, we got to be able to adapt to today.
Yeah, 100%.
We got to be able to do that.
100%. And that's why, like, when I was telling the honey bun, I was like with me, if I fuss, I have the tolerance to talk to them later, right? I have the tolerance to get them to how I got here and let them talk to me, like guide me through it of how mommy got there, right? Mm-hmm. I have the patience for that. I have the tolerance. I got the energy for that. But if you don't have the energy for that and you just going to fuss at them and not give any direction or any like how you got there, what did they do to lead you up, I just really feel like you're not giving any context, you're not giving any depth to it. It's just like, do what I say.
Yeah, that's like the old ass whooping. I'm gonna whoop your ass when I get home, and that was it.
Oh my gosh, just you saying that brought trauma. You know, like, it's like,
I'm gonna whoop y'all ass when we get home. That was just it.
Right.
And think about it though. Think about it. If you get into this rage of, I'm so mad at my child, and they're videoing you.
Oh, that's
and now your ass on TikTok.
Yeah.
How stupid do you look now?
Yeah, look real dumb.
Yeah.
You look real dumb. That's why, once again, you got to be able to adapt to today.
Yes.
Yeah.
I even allow, like,
point.
I even,
video.
My
Dude,
son.
am I lying?
Not at all. I'm
telling you, my son, he'll be like, why are you so fussy today? And I love because it brings me back to conscious. I'm like, you know what, babe? I'm sorry. Like I was stressed today because of work or blah, blah, blah. And let me tell you, and I like bring him into my day. Like, oh, I had this project and I'm sorry. You right. We would never be able to do that.
If I recorded,
No, that's not even an option.
if I recorded the ass whippings my mom gave me, her ass would still be locked up today.
Oh my
Man.
gosh.
And I'll be famous on TikTok. I'd be like, Michael got beat like
I
a
remember
slave.
I had to when
Where's Michael now?
right. I remember having to have a conversation with my aunts because I allow my kids, I think I've shared this many times, I allow my kids to have a response to a direction. So if I say no, they have one time to sway me the other way. Outside of that, if I say no again, that's it. But I give them a chance to like plead their case because I don't want to be the ones that teaches them how to accept no. Like, and then I send them in the world like, don't accept no, but I made you accept my no all your life, you know. And my aunts will give me these looks like, that's talking back. And so I realized that they were about to choke me out if I don't get them together. So when I broke it down to them, like, listen, what I just said, it actually brought them a bit of understanding. I'm glad I brought it to, because they were looking at me like, that's talking back. You said no, and no is no.
Yeah.
You know, like, no.
But you're not respecting the kids that way.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
So, no comment.
What's next?
Yeah, no comment. I had issues around sex with my husband for a couple of years now. We've been married 6 years, together 7, both late 20s. Okay, so they got married early.
Okay.
Yeah. So my husband never wants to have sex. Mm-hmm. You got her email address.
You know what?
He's into cuddling and nice words. He will even say flirtatious / sexual things to me. But when it comes down to it, never actually wants to have sex. He turns me down every time I try. He only wants to do it when he wants to, which is very, very rarely. But it's gotten to a point I don't try. My self-esteem has been affected. If he does try to initiate sex to me, it's awkward for me, and I don't feel like I have trust for him that way anymore. It's affected literally everything for me. My feelings / emotions towards him. I feel cold and annoyed towards him. What do I do? Also, want to add that anytime I try to talk about it or bring it up, he will roll his eyes at me and say, that's all I think and care about.
G?
She might be an info. She might have wanted it so much that you just wore it out, and he actually is a dude that's keeping his dick in his pants. Like, I'm really just gonna put up with you.
You're so soft now,
You know what I'm saying? Like, he just keeping his dick in his
pants.
I'm just saying, like, she don't want to do nothing. I mean, like, he don't want to do, like, she an info. Like, I don't, like, sometimes, like, I've been places with women, and they just want to fuck. They just want to fuck. Mm-hmm. They just want to fuck. I'm like, I don't want to fuck you that much. Like, no. I just don't want to fuck you that much. I mean,
well, it sounds
the thrill
like
starts to go away from me.
It sounds like it's a struggle to even get to that. I could see if, like, we were doing it so much, it's like, all right, let's just chill a little bit. Mm-hmm. But he might like men.
Damn.
He might like men.
Damn.
I ain't even never thought about it that way.
There's nothing wrong with that. But I think she may have married someone that suppressed his true sexuality.
That's a different way of living.
And he's getting himself riled up, and he probably goes watch male porn to finish off. I'm not saying it to be funny.
I mean,
I'm just saying
that's a great what would Sin say, because I never thought about it from any other way than.
And it happens in real life. People are married to
beard. They become beards. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
they become what?
Beards.
The women become beards.
It's like a front, basically.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's bad, bro.
Yeah, I be watching that granny
But it
porn,
doesn't even seem like she knows that. I mean, I don't know the man. I don't know the woman.
Like,
them grannies be getting to it, don't they?
These grannies in porn now. They ain't like grannies they used to be.
First of all, I'm done. Okay. What is the next question?
What would Sid say?
The Unbroken experience after dark.
After dark.
Yes,
Okay.
after dark. And that low women, the low women jump.
If you don't get to that next question, sir.
The midgets.
I'm talking to G Cool, I'm sorry.
I'm talking to you.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
The midgets.
Yeah,
Hey,
little people, man. Little people. I'm sorry. All right, looking for suggestions. It got to do with sex. That's why.
What's next?
All right, looking for suggestions to initiate sex with the hubby.
I didn't write it.
Oh, I want to say that.
I do sound like me, but I didn't write it.
You say honey bun. You're right.
Yeah.
I'm looking for suggestions to initiate sex with the hubby and turn him on. He has never been one to initiate and seems timid to do so. We've been married for 14 years and I love him with all my heart. He promises he loves me, but I feel like I am always initiating. We have 2 young kids and it doesn't help the situation because we are always exhausted. Is there any male books he can read to get him going? Suggestions? Granny porn?
All right, G.
This is tough, and this goes back to kind of what we were talking about a minute ago with the social media aspect. I can just see anything that turns me on all day long.
Right.
Not just when I go to work, whatever. I just flip the phone, and it's just something that turns me on the way. So when we
Right.
get to the crib, and you might just not even just do it for me. Like nothing has been
Sure.
done to get me going to where I'm
Right.
like, yo, I can't wait to rip that shit off.
Right.
And like she said, they exhausted all day.
Yeah.
Damn, that's a
Just
lot
not
of no sex in
exciting.
this
Yeah.
marriage situation.
Yeah. Well, I think what you said, and then also if it appeared to all their relationships, she was the initiator. And I just feel like, why are you trying to change things midstream? Like, if that's how you met him and you were the initiator and he liked that, like, don't try to make someone that out to who they not to be.
Yeah.
You
But
know,
I can see she
like I
wanted
could
some
see on
spice.
occasion, don't you know,
Yeah.
on occasion, but like if you are the initiator, then be the initiator and then do, ask him every now and then, like I need a little whatever. But I just think if this is what you guys have been accustomed to and why you all got together and you were the initiator, just stay the initiator. That's like me trying to ask the honey bun to start planning events for us and planning our
Yeah,
trips
yeah.
because I really would like my husband to plan our trips and me be surprised. Now, I remember the year I was like, if you don't plan something for my birthday this year, it's going to be a problem. But I only need that once every blue moon, right? Other than that, I'm going to plan my own birthday. I'm going to plan your birthday. I'm planning everybody else's birthday. But this particular time, I'm like, the years have gone by and nobody ever surprises me.
Yeah.
But I was vocal. For me to wait to see if he's going to do it would
ain't
be
hitting
dumb,
him.
right?
Yeah.
So
that's,
and I
that's
wouldn't
another gift
expect
you
him,
have.
right? And I wouldn't expect him to do it every year. It is my responsibility as the one who plans for the house to say, you know what, this year I'd rather not. Can you take this lead this particular year and give me a little surprise? And I'm going to say that, and then I'm going to pick it back up the next year.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Sex and marriage, it can get. They don't. I don't think people understand. It goes up and down. It comes and
Yeah.
goes in waves. Like you might. What's thing might do? Them do they do the spit, swipe, stick, dismount.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
have phases where you want that, then you got phases where you fucking. And every time somebody
Yeah,
leave the house, just because they was in
yes.
your house, let's fuck this.
Yes.
Let's fuck this house up.
I think, and I have that in our Battle of the Sexes conversation about, relationships where you feel unappreciated. It's like, everybody's tired, man. You might feel unappreciated, but I'm sure they feel unappreciated too. Like, let's just thug it out. It's usually probably when kids are involved.
Yeah.
We're exhausted, but I want to save that conversation because I definitely want to talk to that, especially us having kids and, you've been married, I'm married, been married before, just how that, like sometimes it's the season that we in right now. And if
we
we
ain't
can
screwing
just
right
thug
now.
it out, until we get through
We
it.
ain't there. We ain't there.
All right, y'all. That's what was Sensei. When we come back, we're going to continue our conversation of Battle of the Sexes. Okay? We need some solutions around here. So make sure you stay tuned in and share. You're listening to the Unbroken Experience with Syndy B on Power 108.9. And we'll be right back.
I-
back. You're listening to the Unbroken Experience with Syndy B on Power 108.9. We got the Battle of the Sexes conversation with my guy, your favorite co-host, G Cool. Say hey to the people.
Hey, what's happening?
All right, before I get back to, you made a statement of, was it different type of thing? No, different type of fun.
Different type of fun.
Different type of fun. I definitely want to get back to that because that's how I feel. You be calling me old, but it's the different type of fun for me. Okay.
Yeah.
But okay, before we did what was Sin say, I wanted to know: do men/women really want change, or when we're talking about relationships, do they really want a relationship, or do they want to act like they want a relationship?
I think that they do, and I think they're scared. You know, the thing about relationship, you got to be vulnerable. That vulnerability, and people lying and getting over, you keep finding out people are cheating, you keep finding out scandals, and then you want to justify why you're not the best version of you. Like, if a man is in a relationship, he's supposed to. If a woman's in a relationship, she's supposed to. But that's not where we at. We really at, I'm going to suck this up. And I'm gonna go through this with you.
Right.
I'm gonna go through this shit.
Right.
Like that. When I see
know that
married
you'll
people,
be okay.
Yeah, like whatever it is, we in it together.
Yeah.
Like they're not built the same.
So I'm definitely with you on that. That I think there's a level of fear that we keep talking about the problems and not really, to make that keep us at bay, right? But then there's the flip side where I remember a colleague of the Honey Bun. He was over at the house. I forget why he was there. And he was like, "You ain't never helped me, coach." And I'm like, "I know. I stay out of y'all business. Like, he don't come home telling me y'all conversations, you know." And so I'm like, what you need, since you're here. And so he was talking about the women out there now, that whole same conversation. So I remember telling him at that time, don't really know the guy like that. We don't hang out. He was there doing some coach stuff, football, stuff with Ryan. And I said, it was along the lines, I don't remember what I said because it's been a little while, but it was along the lines, but are you really looking or whatever? Flash forward that same night, he go on live, women twerking on him at this is a lounge, it's not the strip club or nothing. I said, you don't want it? You don't really want it, because if you want it, that's not what you're really looking for, even though you're having a good time out and about. Am I wrong?
I don't think you know what he wants. Like I can want to be in a relationship, but at the same time, I want some asses shaking on me too.
Yeah.
So when I get to the crib, but this could be my old way of thinking. Like, I go out when I was married, women love me, I love the women. I go home, I'm trying to break through to another side of the wall with her. Like, you get what I'm saying?
All right, Michael.
But the question is, what type of relationship are you trying to be in? That's what you got to be honest with.
I'm with you on that.
And be truly honest.
I'm with you on that, but I don't think we've ever been taught for anything different outside of the traditional, right?
Yeah,
and so to be able to break what your family would say, what your friends would say, probably friends would be more acceptable than is really the family, and especially if you came up in any kind of religious, background. I think that goes from whatever your relationship you want to be in. That's why people don't come out the closet, and it don't be the friends these days. The friends be waiting on you to come out.
Yeah.
we ready to celebrate whenever you ready.
We hear your ass in that closet.
I know, we all know. We just waiting on you. We will respect your timing, but I don't think it's us. I think it's the family and the upbringing that you had, and especially if you come from a small community.
But Syndy, it goes back to what we've been talking about the whole show, like old tradition. We're afraid to disappoint our parents, our grandparents, because of what they're going to say.
Yeah.
And the cool part about it, and I'll say it, the cool part about it is that this next generation is not that they don't care, but I'm going to do what I want to do. That's why the LGBTQ community has thrived so fast, because they said forget tradition. Sure. We're gonna make this movement. That's why black folks, like, it took us forever to be able to vote.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? Because we were afraid, because we're gonna do this. Master gonna blah blah blah. The white man ain't gonna give me a job. This next generation,
can't be afraid
they're not
to make
afraid.
moves. Yeah.
They're not afraid to
we
do
have a
it.
comment that says, I think people actually do want to be in relationships, but I feel like everyone is in a rush and will accept anybody. I agree. Just just to have a body next to them in bed, instead of taking the time to heal and really learn a person, and learning their interests are not learning them, but learning them in situations and how they react and how their mental game is.
Imagine not being deep enough and then expected to go in depth with somebody. Like, you don't even know how to be deep. Like, you don't even know how to go past what you know. Let's dive deep into something.
Yeah.
So how are you going to do that with somebody else?
Yeah. So that's my problem with the little girl that you be sending me all the time. Mm-hmm. It's like she's surface level. And that's how I can tell she's probably not even had a boyfriend. I don't think she's had a boyfriend. She's probably had a crush. She probably been on maybe a couple
or a
dates.
Heartbreak.
She definitely had no heartbreak. She don't even move and sound like she had a heartbreak.
Heartbreak lets you know you're alive.
What? I'm telling you.
Heartbreak, boy. Whoa.
It definitely and not that we want to go through it, but heartbreak just makes you know, like, whew,
that shit hurt.
Especially if you make it through. But it's like, when you're really in the thick of things in relationships, first of all, tradition is out the window, because you might have financial hardships and somebody's working and somebody's not. The tradition got to go out the window, and it probably went out the window back in our parents' era, but they didn't tell us that.
Yeah, they didn't tell us nothing. I think people are afraid to be embarrassed and that double standard thing.
Yeah.
I know this with men, because it's like, okay, I found somebody. This is who I want to be with. And then you find out she did what she wanted to do. Now she slowed down. She want to be with you. Mm-hmm. But what she wanted to do is old news to all the other guys. Mm-hmm. She's new to you, but she old news to us.
Right.
But she's different now. And they, like Mike said, we live in an era where people want to do what they want to do. There's no it's 2023, literally. 8 years ago was 2015, and we was outside. Like, technology was going on.
From 2015 to 2023 is like night and day.
Yes, technology is totally different.
Right.
And you think about it, there are 8 billion people on the planet Earth. How are you trying to find one person to match what your energy is? It is not possible.
It's definitely
It is not possible. They always talk about the 80-20 rule, blah, blah, blah. However, we're in an age of technology now where I can find that other 20. Or if she's giving me 60, I can find that other 40, and that other 40 may be 10, 10, 10, and 10. Mm-hmm. But we're just not honest with ourselves to say, you know what? I'm just going to settle and say, you know what? I'm just going to get my 70 from her, and then I'm just going to sacrifice that other 30 and be a good Christian man.
So that makes me think about a question that I put on here. Do the rest of your life with someone, or solo it out till death?
I think I'm gonna have me a companion or two.
Well, if
me and Tasha been together, it'd be married 27 years, married this year. But she know, and I know her same thing. Like, if something never happened to her, I'm not getting married again.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ride this shit out.
Yeah,
I'm about to G-cool this thing.
But you still might have your person, not necessarily married, not necessarily committed, but like, if you want to, who you experiencing life with?
Nope, I'm good.
You going to a nursing home?
I can't think of somebody loving me like, or me being with somebody like I was with her. I don't want to do that again.
No,
but what I do know is, like you're saying, somebody who you going on a trip, and you know this person like kind of gets you right, and like they already know how you are out of the country. Well, she got a family, and I sometimes come on.
Sure. And
like I had my grandmama had a person.
Friend. I don't care if it's a part-time person. It's a person.
Yeah.
But you think about it though. So you got that person, like, if we go here, I'm gonna take her. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But if we go here, I'm taking her.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you got to get to that point in your relationship, or we're at a point now, or people got to be honest with themselves to say, this is how I want my relationship to be.
Yeah.
So I'll say this. I remember, being single And
When?
in
In
whatever.
74?
I know you ain't talking.
74?
Don't talk to me, sir. Okay, but no, I remember like liking to move the way I wanted to move, but also feeling like, dang, I wish I could like do this
Yeah.
with someone that I know that I rock with.
Yeah.
Not necessarily exclusive, but like I know I got somebody that like I really want to go this place, I want to do this, and this is who I'm doing it with. Rather than I'm doing it with someone, but I don't really like them like that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I don't want to go through anything with you.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to go through tough times with you.
That would be a no. Like if I were single now, I'm like, no, I'm gonna let you. Okay, well, let me know when that's together.
Yeah, I don't want to go through it.
Yeah.
And that's really what it's
Yeah.
boiled down. I don't
Yeah.
like. I think they're
could
battling
never.
because they hit a wall.
Yeah.
And now you expecting the other one to do something for you, and when they don't automatically do it, it might not even been communicated. One,
Right.
So now you're not a woman or you're not a man because you didn't do this.
Especially if you're our age, because our generation and older, like we've been through the most. And we're tired.
Oh, yeah.
Like I cannot imagine being my age and having come through the things that I've come through, that I feel like going through that with you
Recessions.
at this age.
Pandemic.
Oh my gosh. Divorces.
Yeah.
Just a whole like I'm not trying to do that. But I look at my husband. I'm thankful. I for a long time I felt bad about sharing the happiness that I have with him, but then I had to remember, like, no, you went through a whole divorce. Like you went through a whole traumatic situation, and then, you know, during the mortgage crash, like I went through the mortgage crash and a divorce at the same time. It was the most devastating
Oh, yeah.
like time of my life, you know. And I'm like, no. Like share. That doesn't mean that we don't have challenges, but like I wouldn't want to do life with nobody. Like if we didn't work, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. I couldn't even. Oh gosh, I would not want to. I would not want to build. I don't want to build with you.
And that's it. And and it's not a bad thing.
It's not. And that's like me and Tasha. Like, I'm not taking Tasha to a Falcons game with me.
See, and
You know what I'm saying? Like that's something that's so simple,
Right.
But at the same time, we know each other's vibe, like,
Yes.
and she understands. Like, I know that, like, by the time we get to halftime, she'll be ready to go.
Right.
I'm staying for the whole game, and not only that,
I'm
I'm going an hour before the game,
Right.
and I'm gonna stay the whole game.
Yes.
She don't want to do that, so guess what? Because we've been together for so long, she knows not to invite herself or say, that's your time.
That's
Yeah.
your time.
Let me have that.
Right, let me have that.
and so that's
take
what
who
I'm-
you want to take to the game so that they can enjoy that experience and I don't mess it up.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
but
saying?
that's what I'm talking about. You have your person for life, right?
Right, yeah.
That you actually get to show up as yourself every day. Like I literally get to. I'm sure there's areas that I don't show up because that's just who I am as a person. I'm going to keep something to myself. I'm gonna always have something that don't nobody know, you know, about me, right?
You got
But for
that
the
little
most
stash
part-
under the bed?
The what
That
stash?
little stash. Where that money at, Syndy B? We know you got it.
But
We know
for
your
the
daddy
most part,
taught you well.
I get to show up as who I am every day. I can be driven. I can be not driven for the day and not feel like, oh, I got to go cook. I got to go clean. Because if I'm resting, that ain't what a woman's supposed to do. You know, like I can just show up however I'm feeling for the day and not feel bad about it, whether it's the highs or whether it's the lows.
But you just really, I mean, I'm going to just say something. They are so insecure because they get to watch other people live and they compare themselves to that. So therefore, the fake that we see. Like I was on another show and I was telling them, I said, hey, women don't understand, men don't want to be a part of you getting dressed. I think I spoke about this here.
Yeah.
Like, I know that as a woman, you doing your lashes and doing your hair, that's like a whole thing. Like people do makeup tutorials. That's not what I want to share with you. Might be somebody going to the football game.
Right.
Like when I see you, the thing that attracted me to you was that when I finally saw you, you were
all
stunning.
Together. Yep.
A woman will go through all the emotions, getting dressed, and have us sit there with them. And then once they're finally done, they done been through hell and back, and they finally done. They don't realize they done pulled from my battery already.
Yeah. Well, don't say us because I don't do that.
I mean, just.
But I know what you mean.
This is just something from a male point of view.
But it leads to another perspective, and I've carried this. I really don't know where I got this from. You know, I was raised with just outstanding women who honored the men in their lives, whether it was their husband or their brothers. You know, like my aunts honor their brothers, my dad and my uncle, and they taught us as the ladies to honor, but not like whatever it is that you like, because all of the women in my life are bosses, all of them, but I had the healthy balance. But even with my husband now, I don't want him in the room when I'm dressing. Like, I like to come downstairs and I'm put together like he picked me up. Even though we're in the same house, like, I'm like, all right, I let him get dressed and I'm like, all right, go.
Yeah.
Like, go downstairs, go get a drink, go watch whatever on TV, and I'll come down, when I'm ready to go. And I just love that feeling. It just gives me that, like, spice, like when someone's picking you up for a date,
That's it. I don't want you to be like, hey, how does this look? What about this? Yo.
It's just too much.
Now I know you really don't like how you feel. Like, you've shown me your insecurities in getting dressed.
You don't have no reveal. You don't have no secrets.
But I even taught my son that at an early age. He used to always be like, "Hey, Dad, what does this look like? Like, how does this look?" I'm like, "Nigga,
like
it don't matter to me. You wearing it.
Right.
I'm not wearing it. Like,
right.
You got to make that decision." And I think, like, for us, like for me and Tasha, the one thing that super attracted me to her was the fact that, real talk, we were dating and she was out and bought me something.
Mm-hmm.
She was at Finale at Riches. Y'all probably don't know about that in Greenbrier back in the day. But she bought me something and dropped it off at the crib and said, "Yo, I was out and this was on sale, and I saw that quality in her,
yes.
and I was like, oh my gosh, she thought about me,
right.
Even though like we weren't at the movies or went on a date or nothing like that, or there was no special occasion,
right.
and she thought about me, and I think that's the difference between women now, and I don't know, but women don't do that no more.
Well, they'll do it, but want something in return.
Yeah, it has to be something
in return.
Yeah,
Right. It wasn't on GP.
It wasn't exactly.
It was not on GP.
Exactly. But
yep.
And they want you to open it.
Yeah.
And they want you to they wanted this whole thing, and then they want to film it, and post it.
It wasn't on GP. She just gave me a bag from Riches and was like, "Yo, this is on sale. This is on sale. I got you these." I think it was some guest shots. And,
oh yeah.
I was like, "Oh my God, this is fire!" But so I don't think they don't do that no more.
We have a comment. That's the problem. People are settling and pushing through the narrative that their person that is for them is not out there. You attract what you are, not what you want. If you say that's impossible, that's why it's exactly impossible for you. So,
but maybe it's more than one person though.
I mean, it could be, but either way, the challenges that they're having, I actually know people who have no problem not just attracting a man, but keeping a man and marrying, and they're all ages. Right. So I just feel like it's the confidence. It could be the confidence level. Is you doing too much and you're not doing it with genuine, intentions, whatever it is, it's something that you're putting out there that's attracting a certain type of man or woman that you don't want to, it's not going to work. In terms
you could be doing it not knowing, ignorantly. You could just not know what you're doing. Mm-hmm. Like, you could just literally be doing something like, I didn't even know that was a problem. Mm-hmm. It could be the simplest thing. Once you start to live together, or once you start to get to the point where you're going to live in space together, you might be about to do it. And then you start showing qualities to that mate like, yeah, I'm going to head out. Mm-hmm. And it could be not cleaning up the kitchen. It could be the way you leave your clothes around. Mm-hmm. Your car could be filthy. It could be like, I don't want to put up with this.
G-Cool, is that too late though? Like, y'all done moved in. Is that not?
No, it's definitely too late.
I've definitely had conversations with guy or girl. They'll come to in the dating. They're not even exclusive. They're like dating. It's like the fact that you didn't even think to clean up before I came is ridiculous. Like, I would never.
No, I'm saying though, once you move in with a person.
I think if you moved in, you might have a little bit more flexibility.
If I'm gone, if I live with you. Here's the thing. If I live with you and I'm gone and I come back and the house is still a mess, or even the living space is still like from yesterday.
Hold up. Time out, J-Cool. I'm sorry. I'm about to test you. You could have cleaned it up too, though, right?
I'm saying if I'm gone, like if I get up early and I'm gone, right? Oh, if I get up early and I'm gone, and then I see, damn, I didn't clean up. But you here. But we live together, so this is our space. And you don't think to clean up, because if you gone, and you get you come back and it's a mess.
That's tricky.
I'm cleaning that shit up.
That's tricky,
but it's your
because
stuff
now
though, G-Cool.
But not just that. You're expecting me to move like you, and that's not fair.
That's
like,
very tricky.
You didn't know what I was doing all day. Did you ask me? Like, how was your day? Not what you've been doing all day. but how was your
Yeah,
day?
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
like
that's two
I could have
different
had some bad news. If I work from home, I'm working. If we have kids, I'm dealing with these kids. You know, even if you have kids at school, like me, I'm up at the school a lot. You know, I'm checking on these grades. Like I'm doing all kinds of stuff. Like I don't. Now my family know I'm not put on this earth to be cleaning up behind y'all every day.
No, I'm with you on that. I'm just saying, like you said, if you come with somebody biting you over, and then
No, you said I live.
right,
I
right,
live
but I'm
live
giving you
together.
both. At first, we said somebody invites you over. Then I said, well, if you're starting to live together, you get into the beginning of it. So we were both up last night. One of us had to get up and go, and the other one stayed, got to sleep in, or whatever the scenario is. But you had time to clean up. We don't know,
Okay.
like you said. You had time to clean up. You don't clean up.
Yeah, you think
That is, I'm like, yo, you, because we had a conversation.
I think that's unfair.
We-
I think that's unfair because I don't, you know, every situation, every
Very-
relationship is the dynamics
different.
different. She could be sleeping in, or could be sleeping in because they're depressed, or it could be they work late. You know, you take
Yeah.
all that out. At the end of the day, if I live by myself. And I'm a mess, that's a different story. But if you met me and I lived by myself and my house was always clean, because that was me. Like my sister literally thought, like,
we know.
don't nothing on the floor, nothing. But you come to my house now, if the cleaner wasn't there, who knows? You know, who knows?
We
you
have
know
we have an unwritten rule at the house: last person out the bed, make up the bed.
Yep.
That's an unwritten
Yeah.
rule in our house. And at the same time, though, over the years, like we know, like if you put something in the sink, like you dry the sink out, like there's no water in the sink.
Sure.
Like as we've been together, like we understand each
We're
other
not
and we
saying-
vibe. And like we talked about on your show before, like there are no
Traditional roles.
traditional roles. Like if the trash is full and you notice it, then you take it out. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not one person's responsibility to do it. If it needs to be done,
Yeah.
it gets done.
And
so
that's the thing. And let me be clear. I'm not cleaning up behind no grown man, and I'm not cleaning up behind these kids either.
Facts.
And that's just period. I don't wash no toilets. I don't do none of that. I have a cleaner that comes every week because I'm not washing nobody's toilets. And before, when they were only coming 2 weeks, I taught these kids how to clean their own toilet because I'm not coming in behind you, cleaning up no little residue of poop in your toilet. I don't want to see it. You're my child. I don't want to
But see,
see
you
it.
married and gone. We talking about people dating.
she said, "You go."
You gone.
Can I be candid, real candid? I'm so
Yes.
glad they can't see my face.
What you got?
Oh, dude, I'm super candid. So, and all my partners laugh at me about this too.
Okay.
Like I'm gonna tell you this, and you will probably appreciate it.
Okay.
When I'm at home, I sit down and piss.
You said this before.
I sit down and piss
Same. So does my
because it
husband.
makes it easier.
Yes.
Not just on whoever has to clean it, on the freaking house. Like
Yes.
just
Pee
sit down and
stains
pee.
everywhere.
Just sit down and pee.
But you said if I'm anywhere else,
Well, if I sit
Everywhere.
anywhere else, especially if I go over your house, like I've never been to your house, Cindy,
Right.
so I know your house is probably clean. Like, so if I pee at your house, I might sit down because it's clean. But if it, if I like, oh, I'm just gonna pee standing up, I'll wipe your shit off.
Right,
Like,
right,
but
right,
if I'm
right.
at somebody's house and I lift up that little the toilet seat and it's the little yellow thing,
that's
right? I'm pissing all over your
disgusting.
stuff.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
care, but.
disgusting. Yeah.
You don't care.
Yeah, I don't care. I'm just pissing out
I'm
because you
gonna
do
tell
it
you,
anyway.
but-
But real talk though, like for my household and for sanity, not just on my wife, but both of us, like I'll sit down and pee because it keeps the house cleaner. I'm
yes.
sorry.
I mean, he's
Shame me if
efficient.
you want.
You made 27 years. It works.
Listen, what works for you and what thing works for me is I'm not cleaning no toilets. And that's what, even when we have company over, I ask my husband not to use the guest bathroom downstairs because I know if we have guests come up, I'm not cleaning the bathroom. The cleaners come
Yep.
on Fridays, and that's it.
Yeah.
Like don't like pee on all the bathrooms that we have.
Yep. Because that
But-
pee will drop and hit the edge, and then it go right to that
It's
little
just awful.
carpet.
But
and
what
that
I
little
do-
carpet be stinking. Like
what
you
I
wonder
do
why your bathroom
appreciate-
stink? Is
Yeah.
that little carpet?
But what
Right
I
there.
do, I
You do.
do, what I do appreciate about him is he said, "We pay the mortgage in this house. I'm gonna pee in whatever bathroom I want to pee in,
Oh, yeah.
but he will clean it. He will clean it. So I'm gonna as long as I don't gotta clean it. I don't
See,
want to clean it.
people got to get to the level y'all.
Hold on.
They got to get to y'all
we
level.
got to that level.
Hold on, Cindy B. Let me say this though. Shout out to Coach. Coach, I'm the same way, Coach. If you're listening, not only am I gonna pee in whatever bathroom I want to, I'm a shit in every bathroom.
And yes, he does. He does.
I don't want to hear that.
You know what? As long as if we got company over, and I will tell him in a minute, because I'll be in the kitchen. I'll be clean the kitchen, get the food prepped, whatever. I'll be like, they'll be here in about an hour. That bathroom need to be clean. I don't use the guest bathroom. Go down there. Yeah. No, that's for guests. Like if the guests come, I want the bedroom to be ready for them and the bathroom to be ready. I don't need to clean no extra.
No,
but those are those things. Yeah.
So y'all got.
We went on a whole married rant right now.
We did.
Y'all had y'all we made it moment.
But that's how you do it.
We made it. This and rubbing it in on how to work through it.
But we talk about cleanliness and all that good stuff.
But the point is this: we work to get here.
Yeah, but y'all talking about things like y'all said it. You got to see the old way, and as the new way has come in, you just adjust it. They only know the new way. They don't even know what, and the new way is.
We do have both.
Yeah, I can just do whatever. Oh, I'm just cleaning up tomorrow. I've been to so many filthy women's house.
That's really ridiculous.
And they are stand too. They be like, you can use my bathroom. I really be like, I don't want to use your bathroom because I don't know what you left it in. Right, it's late.
Right.
Oh.
So we got, we met out late. Like what?
I grew up where we were raised
tampons in the trash.
We were raised not only to have a clean house,
look at his face.
but
you
don't have
face,
people
y'all.
over your house and you don't got food, like, and you have something ready for them. Like that's how I grew up.
I mean, but you talking about like that? I'm talking about like just invite me over. Hey, I'm coming over. Okay, then we'll go do something. You know you ain't cleaned.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
You let me come in. I'm stepping over shit.
I cannot.
I'm talking about grown, successful women houses be like that.
G Cool, you invite me over. You got them old stucco ass ceilings.
Not the stucco ceilings. Okay, I have a question for you, G Cool.
Okay.
What kind of young men are you raising to date?
Well, to be honest with you, they have to be men. Like I'm as much fun as I have.
What that mean?
Right.
Meaning that they have to be gentlemen. I expect them to be gentlemen.
What that mean?
Break
it down.
Okay, so a gentleman is you open the door for a young lady. You if you're going out to eat, you pay the tab. If you are interested in her, you tell her. You don't lie. If you don't have intentions to be something that she thinks you are, don't hold on to that. Mm-hmm. Like I make sure they understand that. Look, and let them know that look, you're gonna be 7 feet tall. Mm-hmm. Can she stand beside you? Because if you got to pick correctly too. Although I'm trying to tell you to be sweet to these young ladies, you're gonna get a different attention that they'll never know.
Yeah.
They only will just be, I can't say tag along, but they'll be beside you. Mm-hmm. But you got to walk through that door at 7 feet tall and understand what you bring to the room. Mm-hmm. And if you're too much for that person,
that's too much.
Don't you lower your light because they can't stand in the same light as you. Mm-hmm. So I had to make sure they understand that. Like, I really don't want to be worried about women like that, but then dad's a rock star. Mom was a rock star. Mm-hmm. So they kind of seen like, okay, you gonna have some fun, but you still gotta get the job done.
Mm-hmm. I told y'all.
Oh, I wish you would have asked me that. Damn, I wish you would have asked me that same question.
You can't teach something that you're not.
Don't be trying to get me hooked up.
No, I say I wish you would have asked me that.
She's trying to get me hooked up on the air. No.
What kind of son did you raise?
Magnificent soft skills.
Okay.
Good communication skills. Good communication. Being reliable, responsible. Being resilient. Taught him soft skills that regardless of whatever situation he was in, that he'll be able to adapt. Because I think that's one of the problems that those are the skills that we don't teach anymore, are those soft skills. How to talk to women, right? How to, the communication part. How to say yes or no. Like, not saying, you know what, I want you to come to my party this Saturday. You know what, I'll try to make it. Nah, make a decision. Right. Say yes or no, whether or not you're going to make it. If I'm not going to be able to come, let her know I'm not going to be able to make that date and give a firm answer. Like, those are the kind of things that, like, I taught my son growing up. Because going back to our original conversation, like, things change. The only thing that hasn't changed in the past 50 years that I've been on Earth are soft skills. Soft skills are still the same.
I love that.
They're still the same.
I love that. I can't speak on, the honey bun and how he's, his intention on raising Isaiah. But for me, I hope that Isaiah takes away of how a woman should be loving on him.
Yeah.
How a woman should be loving on him.
That's a good one. Yeah.
He sees how I love on my husband, and he shouldn't accept anything less. He don't see me coming at me. He don't see me raise my voice, but he sees me be a firm voice in the home, but in a respectable manner.
What about? Sorry to interrupt your show. What about what not to look for? What are those things that you would teach him?
Only thing that I taught him, when it comes to a young lady is if she feels like she can put her hands on you, leave her where you found her and drop her and never come back. Because if she feels like she can put her hands on you and you're the one who ends up in jail just off GP, she may have started at whatever.
But what about those silent things that we talk about? Like, what are those things?
So this is how I look at it with Isaiah. I feel like I'm a woman and he doesn't aspire to be me. So I pray that he's getting those principles that you all speak of from Ryan and his father, right? But from me, I feel like character, integrity, and things like that will come later. But he doesn't, like my daughter, she resembles everything how I am. The good of me, all of that. When you see her, like you see pieces of me. You see a lot of me, right? But she looks at me and wants to be me. My son doesn't look at me and want to be me.
Yeah, that makes
so
sense.
I feel like the core principles of how you treat people and all the integrity, I know that he gets from me, but in terms of how a man should show up in the world, I feel like that's a man's, he's going to get that.
G-Cool, would you agree though that as men, when we find that mate, she's like our mom?
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize it until late.
Yes.
Yeah.
I saw the character.
Yep.
I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
That's my mama.
Yeah.
I definitely, and that's probably why I get along so much with Ryan's mom. I love her to death. Like when I remember her leaving and I'm crying, But I look at my husband, who the one me to commit for as long as I've committed.
Go ahead, all you.
No, I'm a commit kind of person. No. I'm a commit kind of person with the right person, but I'm a free bird. I don't like to feel like I'm caged and I can't make decisions. I can't move, I don't want to feel suffocated. So I'm a commit kind of person.
Yeah.
Just I was never the type to commit to the wrong person, even if I really like them. But I look at my husband and he has so many characteristics of my dad. Like my dad, my mom is she come in the building, she's setting it off.
That's
like,
you.
I'm to the outside. Yes, that's me. She's setting it off and her when she come in, you can probably hear her down the hall, And my dad was such a sound man. He didn't have to beat his chest. I'm the man of the house. His presence commanded that of her, but he just let her be. Like he wasn't like, calm all that down. Yeah. Like you're doing too much. Like he wasn't trying to tell her what to do, and he just let her be. He would just look. He'd be like, "That's my baby."
Does Coach see characteristics of his mom in you?
I'm not sure. I've never asked him that.
I bet he does.
That's a great question.
I bet he does, though. I bet he does.
I'm
Because that's
asking
like for me personally, like that was Tasha. Like saw same characteristics of my mom with the caring. Like even when I talk about her bringing me the clothes from the sale on GP, just because, not because she was trying to win me over or nothing, but it was on sale, and I thought you would need this. So here you go. That's the kind of things that your mom would do, and that's why we almost 30 years in.
I'm telling you, yeah.
That's amazing.
Yep. But we ain't there no more. We ain't doing that no more.
Tanya said you should do fireside so your guests can interact with you. You can bring them on the stage. If you've been following me, you know that's coming to Netflix. So all of that is.
Yes.
I don't know. Write a strike.
What'd you
Write a
say?
strike. After strike. Yeah. Ain't shit coming to Netflix. Don't be lying to these people.
No. That's why I am my own content producer. Thank you, Jesus. Oh my gosh. Okay. So one more thing. I did ask her to do life with someone or solo.
I'm sorry I jumped in your show, but
No, let's.
Come on.
First of all, don't do that.
What he talking about?
I wanted to share something, and we talked a little bit about this briefly, about when you're in a long-term relationship and you feel unappreciated. I had someone close to me reach out to me and said, have you ever gone through this with my honey bun? You know, where he's come to you and he said that he feels unappreciated. And I definitely remember that. He never said the words unappreciated, but he just was moving like a little whiny self, you know, just like, oh my gosh, you know, just like he wasn't happy. He didn't say that to me, but the way he was moving, I could definitely tell, right? And that was we end up having that conversation. It's like, bruh, we in the same boat here. You know, we got small kids. We have small kids. And what I told her was, he's valid in how he feels. What you have to get him to understand while accepting how he feels is that we got small kids. We both feel unappreciated right now. We both are not giving each other what we need.
Facts.
And if we can just get through this period, there's light
Big
on the
facts.
other side.
That's why you the
big
doctor.
facts.
You know what I'm saying?
And I'll say, like, 97% of the arguments that me and Tasha had when Malik was a child was because of him.
Yeah.
It was all because of the kids. Yeah. Like, and not saying that they were, you know, because it's because of the child. Mm-hmm. So like when I got promoted at one of my jobs and I was traveling a lot, it was like, okay, nigga, you about to be traveling, but nigga, I got to go to work. His clothes got to be ironed. I got to cook during the week.
Right.
Like, what are we going to do?
Right.
And we had to make a compromise. Say, okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to make spaghetti. We're going to iron all the clothes for the week, you know, from Monday to, we're going to do that Sunday, iron all the clothes, and then we're going to make spaghetti, because now spaghetti going to last from Monday and Tuesday, maybe Wednesday, you know what I'm saying? And then I'll be back Thursday. Right. Like those, like all the arguments were because of the child. And people don't realize that, like, that child is going to be the brunt. The kids are going to be the brunt of the arguments. But if you can make it through that period, Malik's 25 now, in the Army, graduated from Auburn, joined the military. He's in the Army now, thriving. This is the closest that Tasha and I have ever been since Malik was born 25 years ago.
I always say that about my parents. I was like, I feel like they started thriving after we
exactly.
Financially as a couple, you know.
we went on a Sunday to Sunday cruise in Italy without Malik.
Yes,
yeah, he was grown man. We're out, shout out. We're gone.
Yes.
You get your mate back.
I'm telling you.
You get your mate back, exactly.
All right, and then lastly, break down the different type of fun.
Okay. Yeah. So the Rockstar G Cool fun was, it was a lot of curiosity in what was about to happen. Okay. Like when I would go out, I don't have a plan.
Yeah.
I ain't got no plan. Like me being out, that's the plan. And how I finish was the journey.
The nature's plan.
Yeah, that was it. You know. Now the movement is, I just don't get to be so reckless. Mm-hmm. I don't get to be, because one, Dr. Master opened my eyes. Yes. And now I can see clearly, like, oh, these chicks ain't healed. It fucked me up. Cause now what was fun and what I would say and do in a moment, you know, I'm like, I can't say and do it anymore. Yeah. So now the fun is, all right, let's make sure everything's in order, then cut loose. Yeah. But I still want to be cutting loose. I just don't want to be, this motherfucker might have some anybody following them or whatever. Everybody should, you know, you know, I done been in so many chicks' houses that had dudes, and I lived that. I lived that. Crazy. I didn't care. Right. So now I'm like, nah, I need the benefit out of this. Yeah. You just ain't slanging dick just because you need some dick slinging.
You don't get this.
Yeah, that's it over with.
No more. I think for me, as long as I'm having fun in life, that's what it is. I don't care what it looks like. If next week I feel like it's the club life for me, as long as the honey bun rocking with me, I'm here for it. I just want to make sure that I'm living life and I'm happy on the inside and outside, and I'm not pretending to be happy. Yeah. That's key to me. You know, I just have the time of my life with my girlfriends, and we be in the house drinking 3-4 bottles of wine, cutting up, laughing, having real talk. One time, Ryan's, I think he glanced and saw the message. He was like, "Oh, y'all nasty." I was like, "You have no idea. Like, you have no idea." But being able to just have those kind of talks, especially with two of us being married, we can have talks and we know we ain't leaving our husband. We just having real wife talk, and two girlfriends who are dating, but they support our marriages. And we can have conversations and just all the ups and downs of being a woman, a wife, a girlfriend, whatever.
That's a great community.
And we're not nobody trying to leave nobody, and our girlfriends support our marriages and love our husbands, and we're rooting for them to find their guy, I just love it. I just want to feel like that all the time.
That's a good feeling. Yeah.
Do I get to answer that one too?
Yes.
And for me, it's not wasting hours anymore, because realistically, 53 this year, probably got another 30 summers left, maybe. Got another 30 summers, put me at 83 years old. Like, not wasting time. And when I mean wasting time, like just going out and just getting hammered and not waking up to 1:00 p.m. and missing a whole freaking day. Like, I had to learn to put a balance on my life. Or what's the thing they put in cars where they don't go? What is it?
The governor.
A governor. Putting a governor on my life to say, I'm not going to go as hard, because I want to be able to wake up at 6 a.m. tomorrow and enjoy 6 to 12.
Yes.
Right.
Enjoy those hours.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And then how do I manage the 12 p.m. to 11 p.m. at night when I go to bed? Like, that's what I'm more grateful of and what I'm managing now at this age, because I ain't going to speak for nobody else, but I wasted a lot of freaking hours because of that, being young.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I never got hammered to where I lost the day.
not a day, you lost some hours.
Mary Poppins.
Listen, I was sleeping today from stress. Okay, so I've definitely lost some hours. Look, I'm too controlling. I'm too controlling to do that.
Smile ear to ear on that one.
No, but you know what? I'm not a goody two shoes. That's not it. I just simply, I simply don't trust people.
Yeah.
I simply don't trust people, but to take care of me in outside environments, either just being trustworthy or they just as lit as I am, and ain't nobody taking care of each other.
That's a different type of homebody lit too, though.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing.
What?
Like, some people, I've been to people like, we don't go nowhere, and they like, we're gonna be at the crib. It's a good time.
And
I
you
just
know
be
it's
like,
gonna
what?
be a fun
And then I
time.
get there, I'm like,
And
oh
you
my
look, it's 3 o'clock in the
God.
morning, it's 4 o'clock, and you had the time of your life, and you ain't go nowhere.
I don't
you ain't
wanna
spend no
leave.
money. Like, you
I don't wanna
chilling.
leave.
That's the what you call it, a different type
That's
of
a
fun
different
at this
type of
40
fun.
and over club over here. That's
It's
where we
much
are.
safer too now.
I'm telling you,
It's so
we
much
can have
safer.
the time of our life, but be safe.
Yeah. Hey, can I crash right here for a couple hours
I'm
so I
just
can
telling you, you
drive?
sound like a whole unk.
Look, I got my uncle's. Listen, I unlocked the uncle swag. I got my sandals with no socks on, ready to stand next to a barbecue grill.
I'm telling
Don't play
you.
with me.
All right, guys, that's the end of the show. The Unbroken Experience with Syndy B on Power 108.9. The battle of the sexes was a great conversation, because we're not battling each other. We're trying to understand.
Yeah, I definitely want to be better.
Just understand. We all got to be better. Whether you're single or in a relationship, like we tired and we want some peace and we want to be happy and we want to feel like we're living the rest of these days at the best as we possibly can.
Yeah,
You know what
I
I'm
agree.
saying?
I don't want to see others roar. Like, even if it's not about me, I still want to see y'all have. I want my community to be.
All of that makes me happy. When people in my life are thriving, that makes me happy, and it motivates me too. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not trying to, what's it, grinding all my life? Grinding all my life is not goals for me. Okay, I'm trying to be on somebody's island of
I don't even want to know the speed.
6 to 7 months out of the year. Okay.
Gone.
Okay.
I don't want to see no winters.
Period. Okay.
All spring and summer energy, baby.
Exactly. All right, you guys. I love y'all. The Unbroken Experience with Syndy B on Power 108.9, and we'll see you next week.